Are you thinking about buying an RV? Well, I know I have for the past 3 years. I've been living on the road. And even before I hit the road, I thought about buying an RV. But after looking into it, I realized it wasn't cheap and it wasn't easy, because you have to think about the logistics of where you're going to park it, the maintenance, and the depreciating asset that may be hard to sell it when you're ready to get out of the nomadic lifestyle. And before I get into one option that may be a cheaper option to buy an RV, I want to make the statement that it's very important that when you buy an RV, it's below your means and it allows you to live the essence of what the nomadic life to me means, which is you are as free as possible. That means as free as possible from maintenance, as free as possible from depending on other people, and as free as possible from debt. Why do I feel that way in association with this lifestyle? Because there are a lot of controlling and nasty people in this world. I hate to say that, because there are also some good people in this world. But in my personal experience, people are spiteful and nasty. Even my father didn't like this lifestyle, and even last night, I had someone try to shame and mock me for living this lifestyle. However, they themselves go on YouTube and they watch other YouTubers who are living in their car, van, or RV. So there's a level of jealousy. Jealousy is the reason that Cain killed Abel. Most people are in a house that they're uninspired with. Their family doesn't talk to them. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. So they're going to look at you like a bum. They're going to look at you possibly just like whatever. Because if you claim that you're doing okay, people want you to show them with your materialism. But if you're buying something to show people with your materialism, then you're falling right back into the trap of normal society. And most people are unhappy, depressed, in debt. So it goes back to my statement on when you buy an RV, and if you're looking to get into the nomadic lifestyle, not just to travel, but to live with a certain free and liberated spirit so that you can live in your truth, you need to do it very meticulously with regards to understanding the cost of the RV, the logistics of where you're going to park it, the maintenance involved, and how it may or may not restrict travel with fuel economy, etc. So for this video, we're going to talk about Cruise America. It's a company that rents RVs for people who are just going to take a vacation, okay? In the United States, someone may live in New Jersey and they say, you know what? For 2 weeks, we want to rent an RV and travel down to Arizona. Okay, most people who go take an RV trip, and RV stands for recreational vehicle, they're part-timers and they're vacationers. There's some people that are full-time nomads, but not many. Less than 1% of society are full-time nomads. And there's some people that even come from Europe or Canada or another country, and they come to America and they just want to rent an RV to travel around. They go to a company such as Cruise America, where they'll charge you for the mileage, the time you have it, etc. It's like renting a car, like Hertz Rental Company. So what Cruise America also does is they sell their older RVs in addition to renting RVs. So after about 4 years, once that RV has had some mileage on it, they'll sell it on the open market. So right now, if you go to the Cruise America website, you'll see a drop down for buy an RV, their sales department. And one RV they have that I was interested in is in a Majestic 19G model. It's under 20 feet. It's about 19 feet. And for me, if I would buy a motorhome, I want it under 19 feet. I want it under 20 feet so that I could park it just in about any parking space. It's easy to drive. It's decent on fuel economy. And just the smaller the size, the less maintenance, the less cost. That's how you got to look at RVs on average. So as an example, they have this Majestic 19G. The year is a 2016. It's got about 100,000 miles, and it's listed for around $35,000. That's before negotiation. I think now they have a special, like, even before negotiation, they'll take about $3,500 off that price. So between $30,000 to $35,000 is the asking price for a 4-year-old Class C, 19 feet long, but it has about 100,000 miles on it, which is up there. However, when you're buying an RV, one thing that I have heard through research when it comes to a motorhome is that in one sense you may not want low mileage, because low mileage means a motorhome has been sitting for a long period of time, and motorhomes, just like cars, are meant to be driven on a somewhat regular basis, so it keeps, their hoses, their lubricants, and just the engine in a constant level of motion, because a car, just like an RV, is meant to be driven on a regular basis, not to sit idle. But it's very similar to buying a used car from a Hertz rental company. So when you buy a used RV from Cruise America, that's pretty much what you're doing. As an example, you're buying a used rental car. But it's somewhat cheap. But it's usually cheap for a reason. I looked online. I couldn't find too many people that have experience in buying a used RV from Cruise America and what their testimony is to it, what their review is. I did see a couple people, and they seemed overall happy with buying from Cruise America. Again, I didn't have enough data to make an informed decision, but it's something that I was looking at, again, because I'm in the market for a small motorhome, possibly, if I go the motorhome route, and take a look at Cruise America for a possible cheap RV if you're looking to buy it. Something to think about. But even more to think about is calculating the cost of the initial purchase, the ongoing maintenance, the ongoing fuel costs, because again, when you buy an RV, you're going to have higher fuel costs than a car or van, okay? And right now, fuel costs are low, gas prices are low, but that's subject to change if you have a hurricane, a war, or anything, right? Because you know how the game goes. And just remember the logistics. When you get an official RV, you have less options to park it. You're definitely going to limit your stealth parking, and depending on the size of it, you may limit, the campsite. So you're going to gain comfort when it comes to buying an RV, especially if it's self-contained, meaning it has a shower, has a full bathroom with a shower, it has a kitchenette, it has a sleeping quarters. That means that pretty much you could live inside that RV without needing a campground bathroom and without needing outside resources. And I think that's the direction I go. For me, because if I do upgrade, I want it to be a substantial enough upgrade that if I'm sacrificing some freedoms, some liberties of living as free as possible, because I do still feel that living in your car or van is the cheapest and freest way to live. However, it has the least comfort in some instances, and as you get older, you want to think about, what are your options. But I want to end on this. It's so important to me. Live below your means. Don't be shamed into living a life that other people are unhappy with. Again, as an example, there are people that watch the people living the nomadic life, and if they're watching it because they're unhappy with their life. Like, people aren't, if you were happy living in a house, why aren't you watching, like Flip This House? Why aren't you watching people living in their house talking about how much they love their house? Okay. There's a reason. Okay. Misery loves company. Spiteful people are a disdain in your soul. And for me, the nomadic life is you get off the hook from your relatives, people in general, and even society. You're an outcast to society a little bit because you're not conforming to the standard. However, I still do believe and preach and practice you follow the laws of the land, because you're not breaking the law if you're living in your car, van, or RV, but you have to park in a legal manner, and you got to keep it moving. There's, obviously there's gray areas, just like there's gray areas living in your house. A lot of people do side work for their neighbor and they don't charge sales tax. So there's gray areas, guys. So don't let anyone give you that mumbo jumbo either. But either way, I hope this video helped. And I'm throwing Cruise America out there. as a possible option to look at buying a cheaper RV. If you appreciate this video, I appreciate it if you subscribe. If you're not, click the thumbs up. Check out my playlist, guys. I got a lot of different playlists, man. For the past 3 years, been on YouTube. You can check out my Patreon as well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay positive. Keep pushing forward. Keep showing up. And that's how you go forward. God bless.